Yep. And tell us where you're from. Is it cold where you're at? We're supposed to get like, I think 6 to 8 inches of snow tomorrow, or what? Saturday, I think it is. We haven't got, don't get snow that often here, but when we do, it pretty well cripples us. So it looks like we're getting a bunch of goods and yeses. Cool. Thank you, Wayne, Alexander, EJ, John, Jessica, Dean, Vancouver, and chilly. Yeah, I bet it is chilly up there. We're down here in North Carolina. That's where I'm from. But it's like I said, we're supposed to get snow. It's getting a little chilly here too, but we're supposed to get some snow. 8 inches of snow yesterday, Jessica. Wow. Just want to do a sound check. There's Oregon. Wow, a bunch of West Coasters. Ontario. Randy, how you doing, Randy? Virginia, Ellie. There you go, Virginia. There's Ellie in Virginia. Snow due. Yeah, we're snow too. So you don't get what we're getting, Ellie. We're in North Carolina. It's going to come up through Raleigh in that area, right? So we'll get started here, guys. We'll start the recording here so we can have a recording for everyone. But I still want you guys to get a pen and paper out and get excited. You're going to learn some really cool stuff tonight. So I want to welcome everybody tonight to our presentation, and I got a special guest on tonight, guys. He's a really good friend of mine. I've been friends with for quite a while, but it's the first time I ever got him to do a webinar for my people. So you guys know I don't do a whole lot of webinars for Kindle publishing and so forth, but I invited all my Kindle people out here tonight because I know you guys get a lot out of this. My dear friend here and close friend, and also someone I look up to in the Kindle and the KDP Kindle Publishing. So everybody, welcome Ty Cohen. He's a great guy, and he's going to teach you guys some stuff. Be sure to get a pen and paper out. You guys are going to learn a whole lot tonight. So everybody, welcome Ty Cohen. Let's see if we can hear you fine.
Hey Sam, I'm excited to be here, man. I'm excited about a few things. Number one, I'm excited because this is our first time actually doing a webinar, like you mentioned. We've been doing some pretty cool stuff lately, actually. We just got an office together here. We're both in North Carolina, and we're both going on a cruise next week, right? Out to the, where are we going? To the Caribbean? Is it Jamaica? And is it Mexico?
Jamaica and Mexico, and I can't remember the other place. We've been there before a couple of years back, 2012 or something like that. I can't remember what island it was. Where Stingray City's at.
Oh yeah. Grand is that Grand Cayman or Grand Turk or something like that?
Grand Turk or Grand Cayman or something like that. Yeah.
So I'm excited about that as well, and then I'm excited about the audience that we have because I see there's a lot of responses that are coming in. Grand Cayman, says EJ. There you go.
Yeah, Grand Cayman.
Yep, I'm pretty excited here. So checking out with the snow. That's right, Ellie. We're getting away from the snow. Not that it lasts long here. When it does snow, it typically lasts about a day or two, depending on how much we get. But like Sam said, it cripples us. So we're gonna see what happens here. But Sam,
I went to Food Line a while ago, Ty, and it was like a madhouse. I mean, it was like crazy, worse than Christmas time. There's no bread, there's no milk, there's no eggs. People freak out here.
Wow, that's awesome. EJ, we're in Garner. Well, Sam, you're in Garner. Where are you at? Are you in Clayton?
Smithfield. It's the Smithfield address, but I'm really closer to Garner.
Okay, all right, gotcha. Yep. So EJ is out in Louisville, he says. So
Louisville, yeah.
Perfect. All right, well, let's jump into it. If you're ready, folks, I want to make sure that you can see my screen. It should say this presentation will be starting shortly. Let me change it. Tell me if you. Okay, Wayne says yes. And obviously you can hear me. Virginia says she can see it. Eli says yes. EJ, yes. John, yes. Randy, yes. Awesome. Let's rock and roll. So now, my promise to you is to give you all of the information that you need in order to use Amazon.com to publish a series of best-selling Kindle books that can possibly generate massive amounts of passive income for you month after month for years to come. Let me show you some proof here. But before I do, let me say that this is the same system that I used to buy my mom a house. I recently was able to buy my mom a house here in Garner, actually in North Carolina. We're from Connecticut, moved here to North Carolina about 10 years ago, my wife and I. And my mom still lived in Connecticut. My dad passed away a few years ago, and I said, you know what, I've got to get my mom down here to North Carolina. One of my dreams, ever since I could remember, since I was about a 15, 16-year-old boy, was to buy my mom a house. So I said, you know what, I'm going to buy my mom a house. I set that goal last year, and we finally just closed on it this past October and was able to pay cash for that house, and in part using the system that I'm going to be sharing with you in just the next couple of minutes. So is that pretty cool or what? What do you guys think? Let me know. Right, so let's rock and roll. Let's get going. Virginia says, cool. Here's an earnings disclaimer that I have to show you just for legality reasons here, because I'm going to be showing you some big dollar amounts, and I'm not implying that this is something that you will do exactly as far as the exact dollar amounts. I've got some students that are crushing it. I have students that are doing hundreds of dollars a month, thousands of dollars a month, and even tens of thousands of dollars a month using this method. But again, everyone is different, so there is no promise or representation that you will make a certain amount of money or any money or not lose money, or that our coaching program will improve your business as a result of using our products and services. So now that I got that out the way, I think we're all big boys and girls and we understand that everyone is different. I do want to express that you are at ground level of what is being called a new age diamond mine. And I want to show you just some of the money that I've been able to make just playing around with publishing ebooks before. And I say playing around because I want to be totally transparent with you during this presentation. Sam and I are great friends, and I respect who he is, his credibility, his honesty as an individual. And, you know, I say playing around because when I first got started with Kindle publishing, I really didn't take it serious. I mean, I was all over the place. I had what you may call shiny object syndrome. And basically that was, I had like an identity crisis. I was chasing everything and I tried to do everything. You talked about, you know, whatever it was that you mentioned. At the time, Google ads were big. So I was trying to run Google ads, and this was before Facebook ads, right? At the time, uh, uh, what is it? E-zine publishing was big, and article publishing and all of that stuff was big. So I literally was trying to do everything. And I got overwhelmed. Shiny object syndrome, and to the point where I got a bit stuck, right? Wasn't able to get any momentum. How many people can relate to that? Like you're trying to do everything, and everything looks good, but you don't have the momentum that you wish you had, right? So we've got some yeses coming in. So again, I appreciate your honesty in return as well for that. And that's a very real thing. So that's something that once you recognize it, I think it's a little bit easier to say, you know what, I need to focus on that one or two things first. So because I was in that state, when I first got started with Kindle publishing, I didn't notice the opportunity. And one of the checks that I first got was in the amount of $2,297.30. Again, I saw this, but I didn't see it. Do you get me? Like yes, I saw it because it physically came in. I deposited it. I used the cash, right? But the light bulb didn't go off at that time. And it wasn't until 30 days later where I continued to sell ebooks, didn't do anything differently in my account, but I got another check in the amount of $2,873.13. And at this point, I started to pay a little bit more attention, but still, the light bulb still didn't go off, all right? A little bit slow there during this period. And it wasn't until this check here, the following month, when I saw a check in the amount of $4,462.53, that the light bulb actually went off, and I said, you know what, Ty, there may be something to this. And I started to pay attention, and I said, you know what, I'm going to publish more books. What happens if I publish more books? And I started to do that. I started to do things like test different price points, and I started to really engage with this, and I left everything else alone, right? I started to really put effort in this thing. I started to publish more books, test price points, test titles, get more creative with my descriptions, more creative with some of the subtitles and titles and author names and things like that. And then the next month, I saw another increase, and I got a check in the amount of $8,403.84, right? And then shortly after that, I actually changed over, and I told Amazon, you know what? Don't send me any more checks in the mail, because I don't think it's safe to get a check in the amount of 84,000 is wishful thinking, 8,400 or 10,000 or $30,000 in the mail. So I said, you know what, make my royalty deposits electronic funds deposit. So now I get all of my royalty deposits directly deposited into my my Bank of America account. All right. So here we go, and this is just 1 month here, right? 1 month consistent revenue that's coming in, consistent. All right. Now, here's the thing. When would you like to have your own diamond mine, similar to this here? All right, similar to this, because this stuff just pays off, and it's something that I focus on. I do a lot of different things as it relates to internet marketing. Eli says now, but this has always consistently been my bread and butter for the last 5 years. And every year, every month, I continue to see increases. Every year, every month, every day, all right, every week, this is what I focus on. I always look for new ways to increase this, right? And I share that with my students in my Facebook group. And remind me to share a link to my Facebook group with you folks at the end of this, all right? Please do that, all right, because I want you to be part of that. This is going to be a pretty short webinar, mainly because this method is so simple. I'll go over everything in 3 steps, and you'll hear from some of my success stories, and then we'll have a Q&A session. Sounds good? Let's jump right into it. This requires very little work. If a 13-year-old can do it, you can. As a matter of fact, I say that because my daughter Maya, I got her started with Kindle publishing when she was 13. And she's now at the point where she generates $5,000 a month. She's 18 now, and she goes to college. She just started college this year. And Kindle publishing is helping to pay for her college expenses. All right? So you can outsource this thing. It works anywhere on the planet, no matter where you live, and anyone can do this. So let's rock and roll. So here's the method overview of what I'm going to share with you. We'll come up with a proven best-selling book idea. We'll do that in about 3 or 4 minutes. We'll outsource having that ebook written. We'll pay, a fairly decent price for it, but we're going to sell it and continue to make money, right? This is what I love. I love a passive, recurring revenue streams like this, and each ebook becomes another passive recurring revenue stream. Then we'll sell, as I just mentioned, we'll sell an ebook on Amazon, right? Tapping into their $500 million customers. This is a key point here, right? The folks that visit Amazon are primarily customers. Think about it. When you visit Amazon, you go there with the intention of buying something, okay? Some of you may be going there to do market research because you're marketers, so you think a little bit different, but you're the minority, right? But most people are going to Amazon with the intention of buying something. Credit card in hand, or better yet, credit card on file. Amazon has hundreds of thousands of credit cards on file already, all right? And then step 4, we repeat that process, creating a new monthly recurring income stream with each ebook that we list on Amazon. This is why I get so excited by this, because every ebook becomes another income stream. I actually have ebooks that I listed 5 years ago that still make me money to this day. Ebooks that I paid a very small amount of money to have created and ghostwritten for me, that have returned, that have provided me with a return 1,000 times, or maybe not that many, but about 500, 700 times over. Okay, this is a beautiful method. So here's how you get paid. You'll list your ebooks on Amazon's Kindle Direct Publishing platform. We'll sell the ebook on Amazon and all of Amazon's international sites, right? Amazon pays you 70% of the sales, for example. So if you make $10,000 in sales in a month, Amazon takes $3,000, only 30%, and you keep 70%. You'll keep $7,000. Why is that? Why would they give you the lion's share here? Where with a standard publishing deal, let's say, how many people here are familiar with standard publishing deals and royalty rates, right? You get just a fraction of a percentage. Sometimes it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5%, right? Ellie says it's very dismal. Correct. So let's jump right into this. Write this down. Step 1, how do you come up with a best-selling book idea in just minutes, right? The first step is to use the Google Keyword Planner to find a best-selling book idea. You'll go over to Google, you'll type in Google Keyword Planner, and usually it's the first or second result that you see here. And Sam has told me that you folks are a very interactive audience, so I'm gonna test you. I want to make sure that you totally get this. So you're gonna go to Google, type in Google Keyword Planner, hit that first link that comes up or the second one, and you'll see a control panel that looks like this. It's pretty similar to this. You're going to type in the topic, the idea, the keyword, the phrase that you're considering publishing your ebook around. And we're going to see if there's a market for it. So in this case, right, at this point in my life, I was studying lucid dreaming. How many people are familiar with lucid dreaming? Lucid dreaming is, I'm really into like personal development and just a bunch of different things that I study. But lucid dreaming, for the most part, is you being able to actively control your dreams. It's awesome. It is awesome. If you're not familiar with it, look it up. Ellie says yes. EJ says yes. Wayne, yes. So we've got a few folks that are familiar with the concept. All right, so now what you're going to do is you're going to put that phrase here. You're going to hit Get Ideas. All right, you can select all locations, all languages, Google and search partners, and then hit Get Ideas, right? Now, what's awesome about this is Google is going to say, for your phrase here, dreams interpretation, we had, all right, some similar phrases that people also search for. And here's one, meaning of dreams. We had 18,100 individuals that searched for that phrase, meaning of dreams, within the last 30 days. This is all within the last 30 days, right? Dream meaning, we had 2,900 individuals. Dreams meaning, we had 2,400 individuals, and so on and so on and so on. What I found is, pay attention to this because this will really determine the amount of success that you have with this, right? This is the first step in determining how much success you have with this. I do really, really well. My students do extremely well when collectively, right, you can get your search phrases that Google says are similar to what you typed in here. When you can get that average search volume to be between 10,000 to 100,000, you have hit the honeypot, as my friends over in London like to say, right? You've hit that magical spot there. So again, you want that number collectively, when you add up all of the similar search phrases, to be between 10,000 and 100,000. Does everyone have that? And I'm going to tell you why. Anyone curious as to why? Oh, Marshall Marshall says, all right, he's given 2-hour seminars on lucid dreaming. That is awesome, Marshall. You should reach out to me. Let's make contact and somehow, okay? Now, you want your numbers to be between 100,000 to, 10,000 to 100,000, okay? And the reason why is, does anyone want to know why? Give me a big yes if you want to know why. I want you folks to use that chat box there. Yes, says Virginia. Wayne says yes. Everyone is saying yes. Okay. John says yes. Because if it's less than 10,000, right? Marshall says yes. Then there's just not enough of a demand there. Okay? There's just not enough of demand. I like to go in and let me close out Skype here. I like to make sure that if I'm going to put the effort into publishing a book, I want it to be something that's at least going to have a significant amount of demand there. And if it's more than 10,000, then the competition is just a bit too much, right? So you want to be between 10,000 and 100,000. Now, let's move on here. The other reason why you're going to use this Google Keyword tool, Planner tool is to come up with some really awesome titles. Like, look at this. Right, meaning of dreams, that would make an awesome title, especially a main title. You can go in and add your subtitle to that as well. Meaning of dreams, how to decipher what last night's dream really meant. Or dreams and their meanings, right? How to interpret your dreams. So do you get that? Especially if you have an ebook titled Meaning of Dreams, right? And then you add that subtitle onto it. You have 18,000 people that are searching that phrase on a monthly basis. 18,000 individuals. That is huge. And that has to do with your visibility. And I'm going to show you exactly how that works in a minute, because one of the questions that I get a lot is, Ty, why do we use this Google Keyword Planner to find titles? Well, the answer is if you craft your titles correctly, you increase the chances of them ranking high within both Amazon and Google search engines. So ranking on both Amazon and Google will dramatically boost your sales. I want to show you two examples of what I'm talking about here. Say you have a book listed on Amazon. It's titled How to Market and Sell Your Ebook. Let's say you have someone else that is doing some research over on Google they're totally unaware, totally oblivious to the fact that there's an ebook on Amazon that covers what they're typing in to Google. They have an ebook of their own. They want to learn how to really market it, increase their sales. So they come over to Google, they type in how to market and sell your ebook. They hit search. What do they see? The first two lines. What are these first two lines? Let's see who gets it first. Sam tells me that this is an extremely bright audience. Let's see. First two ads, says Virginia. Publisher, says Eli, Ellie. Ellie, is it Eli or Ellie? I can't see it. The text is so small here. Is it Ellie? Paid ads, says Randy. Right? Absolutely. So they're paid ads. So most people will gloss over those, right? We're conditioned to gloss over those. Ah, got it. Thank you, Ellie. All right. She says Ellie like jelly. Now, what happens is subconsciously we're going to gloss over these and we're going to focus on the listings that we see here, the more organic listings, right? These are not paid. What do we see? What stands out between these two? Let's see. There's a few things, actually. What stands out between these two? Who has it? Well, yes, the first thing is it's an Amazon listing, right? So you're going to focus more on this listing. Anyone that's searching for a topic, and if there's an ebook on Amazon around that topic, they're going to focus on this listing. That's why it's so important to use that Google Keyword Planner to come up with titles, because especially if it's titles that are actively being searched every month, this gives you an advantage, right? So one of the things that stands out, and there's probably about 5 or 6 different things that are unique about this listing as opposed to this listing up here. And as Mike just said, the user ratings, right? So take a look at this. You instantly can tell that there's 47 reviews, right? What else stands out about this listing here that gives you an advantage when you start to title your ebooks the right way? The price, says Randy. Absolutely. So you have the price. Michelle says it says in stock, right? Rhonda says there's a blurb here. Correct. So you see that? Gives you a little bit of detail. What else is there? The stars, says Marshall. Absolutely. So you have that, and then there's the credibility of it being listed on Amazon, right? So this link, this listing is, 9 out of 10 times someone's going to go in and click onto that listing versus the ones here. Amazon has credibility, says Mike. Absolutely. Absolutely. When you order something from Amazon, there's no doubt that you are going to receive it. So now, step 1 was to use the Google Keyword Planner to find hot topics, right? And to create your titles. And I hope everyone wrote that down, because I want to go into the next section really quickly here. And that is, does everyone have that? Step 1, use the Google Keyword Planner to find hot topics and to create titles. I just want to mention that, listen, your titles are going to have a lot to do with the amount of success that you have. Right? Does anyone know why? Before I get to the next step, let me just do something. I want to deviate a little bit and just explain exactly why your titles are so important. Usually, your titles are your first line of defense. As a matter of fact, men and women shop for books and ebooks totally different. Does anyone dispute that? Men and women, when they're shopping on Amazon or even in a bookstore, right, for books and ebooks, they have totally different methods of going in and shopping and buying what they want. Women, right, and ladies, back me up on this, women will go in, they'll look at the title first, and all of this happens within a matter of seconds, right? They'll look at the title first. If the title resonates with them, then they'll go in, they'll read the description, they'll look at the reviews, and then they'll go in and they'll look at the cover a little bit more deeply. Men, we tend to look at, we're a bit more visual, right? Which gets us into trouble, especially when it comes to the opposite sex sometimes. We go in and we look at the cover first, right? And then we'll go and we'll glance at the title, and then we'll go and look at the description and the reviews. And again, all of this happens in just a matter of milliseconds, all right? Ellie says, of course, right? People buy with their eyes, says Randy. Absolutely. So Rhonda says, yes, true, women buy in that order. So if you know your marketplace, right? If you know that your market is primarily women or men, you can actually go in and cater your title right, around them. So write this down. Again, this is not part of my presentation, but this is what I follow when I'm publishing ebooks. Number one, your titles are your first line of defense. Number two, right, your description is your second line of defense. And number three, your cover is your third line of defense. Okay, so I just wanted to deviate from this presentation just to give you that little bonus there. Now, after about a few months of publishing ebooks on Amazon, I came up with the idea of creating what's now known as my title enhancers, right? And these are elements that I add to my titles, continuing on to enhancing your titles. These are elements that I add to my titles that enhance your titles to the degree where they can double and triple sales, right? So after months of testing, I found that simply adding the following elements to my titles can dramatically increase sales. So I'm going to show you these things here. And title enhancers answer the questions that your ebook buyers are asking themselves in their head. So keep that in mind. So for example, you've got the title enhancer, how to, right? How to stain your deck like a professional versus learn to stain your deck. Let's say if you had two ebooks, how to stain your deck like a professional versus learn to stain your deck. Which one is more attractive? You've got the title enhancer, quickest way to, 21 quickest ways to make money online, right? Versus an ebook that's titled something like the guide to making money on the web, right? Fastest way to, the fastest way to get your nursing degree as an ebook titled versus something like Health Quad's nursing guide. Or easy ways to, right? Quick and easy ways to lose weight versus a title like Tips to, the world's best, or here's another title enhancer, Tips to, the world's best kept tips to losing weight. Now, let me give you an example as to why these things work so well. Again, title enhancers answer the questions that your ebook buyers are asking themselves in their head. So let's say you have a gentleman by the name of Johnny. He's been promising his wife that he's going to stain the deck. He's been promising her for 6 months now. It's finally going to be a nice day this coming weekend, and Johnny's wife gives him an ultimatum. She says, Johnny, either you're going to stain that deck this weekend or you're going to sleep on the couch for the next 6 months. Johnny is sweating. He doesn't want to sleep on the couch, and he knows that if he uses his trusty iPhone or Kindle device or mobile device of any type, he can go on Amazon and find information on how to properly stain the deck. So he goes over on Amazon. He sees two ebooks. He sees one on the left titled How to Stain Your Deck Like a Professional. It has our title enhancer, How To. So How to Stain Your Deck Like a Professional. Or he sees another ebook titled Learn to Stain Your Deck. And all the while he's sweating because he doesn't want to sleep on the couch for 6 months. He's asking himself subconsciously, how am I going to stain this deck? How am I going to stain this deck? He's never done it before. Which of the two ebooks stand out the most to him? Number one, How to Stain Your Deck Like a Professional, or number two, Learn to Stain Your Deck. So put 1 or 2 into the questions box and let me know. Let's see. All right, so we've got the number ones coming in, says Wayne. Alan says number 1. Marshall says 1. Elizabeth says 1. Number 2 says Randy. Laugh out loud. Number 2 sounds boring. All right. Ellie. Number 1 says Giles. Number 1 says Mike. Number 1 says Rhonda. Number 1 says Reggie. Number 2 says Richard. Let's see. Number 2 says Melinda. All right. Well, here's the thing. If you chose number 1, How to Stain Your Deck Like a Professional, give yourself a pat on the back because that is the winning ebook title, right? That's the one that's going to bring you the most sales. I've split tested this stuff dozens and dozens of times, and it always works out. All right, so I hope you've written some of these down, how to, quickest way to, because we always want to learn how to do something, right? We want the quickest way to do something, the fastest way, the easy way. We want tips on how to do it. Does that make sense, folks? Before I move on to it, I want to make sure that everyone gets this stuff. So does it make sense before I move on? Give me a big yes. Absolutely, says Ellie. Randy says yes. Yes, says Elizabeth. Yes, says Rhonda. All right, let's go. Alan says yes. Yep, says Wayne. Now, here's something else that works like gangbusters. You take your title enhancer, right, or any of these title enhancers, right, and I've got a ton of them that I give you in this program as well. And then you can create like a mashup. So you go back to this keyword planner, you take your title enhancer, and you put your keyword or your phrase or your idea You mash it up with a title enhancer. You hit search. Google is going to, and I want to see who's been paying attention. Google is going to, again, tell us what the global monthly search volume is for our mashed up phrase there, how to garden. And in this case, it's 45.5 million searches that were conducted within the last 30 days. Now, is that within our desired search criteria, yes or no? Give me a big yes or no. Where do we want to be? Some people have it. Let's see. John says no. We should be between 10 and 100,000. Wayne says nope. Randy says yes. Tom says no. The answers are flying in here. Yes says Ellie. Too general says Tom. Too many says Marshall. No says Randy. No says Giles. EJ, no for sure. Absolutely, right? Because we want to be between 10,000 and 100,000. That's the honey spot, remember. Luckily for us, Google will say, well, here's some similar phrases that people have searched for within the last 30 days. And they give us a couple of similar phrases down here. So, for example, how to make a garden, right? They tell us that 201,000 searches were conducted for that phrase within the last 30 days globally. How to design a garden. 550,000 searches were conducted for that phrase. How to build a raised garden bed. 12,100, right, searches. How to plant a garden. Number 4, 301,000 searches. So out of these 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, which one would be the most ideal topic to go in and publish an ebook for? And actually, now that I'm looking at it, there's several reasons why this one is just awesome. So number 1, number 2, number 3, or number 4. Place your bets, ladies and gentlemen. Place your bets. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, we've got some individuals that are saying number 3. Number 3 says Gal. Randy. 3. Top says Wayne. 3 says Eli. Garden bed says Tom. 12,100 says Marshall. Number 3 says Alan. Number 3 says Marshall. Number 3 says Elizabeth. EJ. Rhonda. Michael. Mike says number 1. Number 1 says P. Someone has the initials P in there. Can't see number 4 on the screen. Let's see. Let me see what you folks are saying here. Audience view. Yeah, so number 3, if you chose number 3, you are correct. All right? Because look at this. Right? 12,100 global monthly searches within the last 30 days. Everything else is too big, right? Much larger. Yes, EJ, that's correct. All right. Marshall says perfect. Now, this just makes the perfect ebook, right, topic to go in and publish for several reasons. Number 1, tell me if you can see why. Number 1, it's within our desired search criteria. Number 2, what else? It's specific, says Wayne. Absolutely. Look at this. Not only does it talk about how to build a garden bed, but it talks about how to build a raised garden bed. Look at that, right? Alan and Ellie both have the same answer. They say it starts with our title enhancer. Absolutely, it contains the title enhancer how-to, right? And so there you have it. It's within our desired search criteria. It has our title enhancer. It's very specific, right? As Gal says, very dedicated. Think about this. If you had 12,000 individuals typing in how to build a raised garden bed every month, different individuals, and that's the beauty of it. It's always different people typing in the phrase how to build a raised garden bed, and you had an ebook that dealt around that topic. And here's the other thing. The fourth thing is, this is just an excellent title, isn't it? How to build a raised garden bed. We can add on to this, right? How to build, let's show some creativity here. What do you think would work well for this? How to build a raised garden bed as our main subject, and then as the subtitle, right? How to build a raised garden bed as our main title. Subtitle would be something like how to build a raised garden bed in a weekend. Or how to build a raised garden bed in 24 hours. Or how to build a raised garden bed on the cheap. Or how to build a raised garden bed for Japanese tomato gardens, right? How to build a raised garden bed easy, quick, and fast, as EJ just mentioned. Here we go. Marshall says how to build a raised garden bed on your rooftop, right? Tom, like minds think alike, right? Tom, just as I was saying how to build a raised garden bed, and this weekend, Tom typed it in. Absolutely. So there's so much that you can do with this. 10 tips on how to build a raised garden bed, says Randy. Absolutely. So you can get really creative with this stuff. Now, think about it. If you had 12,000 people that were typing in how to build a raised garden bed, and you had an Amazon ebook that specifically told them how to do this, do you think you would sell some copies or not? As Giles just mentioned, those 12,000 searches are very serious. Absolutely you would sell some, right? You would sell a ton of them. I actually should have kept this one to myself. Don't tell my wife or else she'll be breaking up my happy home. But this is, see, folks, this is how simple this is. Pretty simple stuff, right? So let's continue. Everyone has this. I want to move on because I've got some other cool stuff I want to share with you. You ready to rock and roll? Can we move on? Let me know. Good stuff, or should I go back to watching Impractical Jokers? All right, that's a great show. All right, go, 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 says Ellie. Let's do it. Now, here's another thing. This type of research makes it easy to sell. No finger crossing, hoping that people are looking for what you sell because you know exactly what they want. Amazon loves this, and they actually want you to make money. Why is it that they want you to make money? Why is it that they are so eager to give you 70% and they will settle for 30% on their end? Why do you think that is? Why do they want you to make money? And they actually go out of their way because they make money, says Randy. Absolutely, right. They get 30% for doing nothing, Wayne. That's right. Because think about it. You've done a market research. You've done a content creation. Or you've published it to their site. All they do, for the most part, is use their massive reach. Remember, we talked about they have something like 500 million customers, right? So they have this massive platform and traffic portal that you're able to put your content in front of. And in exchange, they're saying, hey, we'll give you the lion's share. Pretty cool, right? Absolutely, Ellie. Once a customer buys, they often buy more. That's it. All right, so let's keep going. Here's how you get your content created. Step 2, 3 ways to get your ebooks created super fast, even if you hate writing. I'm not big on writing, folks. As a matter of fact, my wife hates when I share this, but again, we're being 100% transparent, 100% honest with each other. But I failed English 101 in high school, not once, but twice because I'm an overachiever. How's that? So if I can do this stuff, you definitely can do it. Now, let me deviate for a minute. I'm going to get back. Let me get out of this screen for a second because I want to share something with you, right? Success is all about systems. If you have the right systems that you can follow along, you can be successful at everything. You can be successful at anything, right? If you have the right systems. I'm big on systems. So when I laid out this entire program, as you can probably see now, I did it in a systematic step 1, step 2, step 3, paint by numbers, easy way. That's why my 13-year-old was able to take this and do well with it. Because there's no additional thinking that's needed. You follow everything that I give you and you get results. Isn't that cool? Right? All right, so keep that in mind. Anything that you do, if you want to be successful at it, develop a systematic approach to achieving what it is that you ultimately want to achieve, and you'll do extremely well. You'll beat everyone else just by doing that. All right? Okay. Now, let's, sorry, I just wanted to rant about that really quickly because this is some stuff, this is something that's worked for me. And I like to be able to share what has worked for me with other people, especially if they're people that are going to take action. And I feel like you folks are action takers. Now let's move on. Here's how you get content created. Here's how you get your ebook written for you if you want to go that route. In my preferred order, there are 3 very simple ways to get content to sell. I've used all 3 of these, and all are very easy to use, even if you're a newbie to all of this stuff. So step 1 is you can get someone else to write it for you. I use this option a lot, and I've paid as little as $100 to $125 to have people write content for me. This is beautiful because you actually own 100% of the rights to that content, and you can resell it as long and as often as you want. You can even put your name on it or use a pen name. I don't put my name on anything. I use a pen name for everything that I write. I publish everything under a different name. This program gives you the only 3 sites that you should use when looking to have someone write your content. Plus, I give you the exact wording to use when you're looking for someone, okay? So that's the first step. The second step are, who said, Randy says rants are good. Awesome. I appreciate your appreciation for that, Randy. The second option is to speak it, and then you can have it transcribed. So you can go in and speak your knowledge, your passion, all right? Whatever it is that you know, speak it into one of the speech recognition programs like Dragon Naturally Speaking. Most PCs come with a free speech recognition program. Macs have like Siri on there, right? Even your phone. Or step 3, you can write it yourself. Not my favorite option, but if you're a writer, this would be the perfect option for you. My wife can go in and she can crank out an ebook in 2 days, and she now has another income stream, right? I have a good friend, Vondre, who can go in and crank out an ebook, and this guy is an anomaly. He can go in and crank out an ebook in like 24 hours, and he now creates an income stream. Okay, so there you go. Step 1, have someone else write it for you. You can outsource it. This is my favorite method. And in this program, I show you I've tested, all right, 17 different outsourcing sites where you can get content from, and I've whittled it down to the best 3 that will give you the best content, the most unique content, none of that PLR or master resale rights crap. You want to stay away from that. Content that is totally unique, content that is top-notch, and content that sells like gangbusters. So I've whittled my 17 sites down to 3. All right, sites where you'll get the best prices. The amount of money that you pay is totally protected. If you don't like what's returned to you, you get your money back, right? So you'll get all of that in this program. Now, let's continue to go here. This is a program where you do the work once and your ebook sells for months and years to come. It's like residual income on steroids, where it pays you over and over and over again. So step 3 is you go in and you publish and launch your Kindle ebooks. You do this quickly and easily, and you start making sales. The way Amazon has set up their Kindle Direct publishing platform is where they allow anyone, it doesn't matter what country you're in, to go in and publish content and make that content available. And why would they do that? And they don't even charge. Well, here's the thing. Who remembers what Amazon's primary goal was when they first got started, when they first got started online? What was their number 1 goal? And I mean before they started selling things like supplements and headphones and batteries and all of this other stuff. What was their number 1 goal? What was their aim? Randy says to expand the reach. Rhonda says to dominate. Let's see. Mike says books. EJ says to sell more books than anyone else. Yeah, absolutely. Their goal was and Alan says to make money, right? To be the biggest bookstore on the planet, says Shane. Books, says Marshall. Absolutely. Their goal was to become the world's largest bookstore. And they've achieved that, right? As a matter of fact, so much so that they've put a lot of the smaller bookstores like the Barnes & Nobles and the Borders, they've put some of those companies out of business. Or at least they've forced them to close out some of their locations. They've put tons of mom and pop stores out of business. But one of the ways that they've been able to achieve this, to get to that point of being the world's largest bookstore, is by saying, hey, Shane or Alan or EJ or Ty or Mike, Randy, Sam or Marshall or Wayne or Randy, I said Randy twice, or Elizabeth or Ellie, here, come over here, make your content available on our site, and we'll put it in front of our customers. So they created this Kindle Direct publishing platform. They invited anyone with content to come over and make their content available on their platform. And now they have the world's largest bookstore. Smart, wasn't it? Do you think that's smart? Absolutely. All right, so, and it's great for us because we now have a platform to be able to go in and make our content available and make a boatload. As you saw, I do $30,000, $40,000 a month easily with this stuff. So Ellie says it's brilliant, right? So now, once you go in, you set up your KD Publishing account, you publish your first ebook, your book is now published on Amazon and ready to make you money, right? Ready to make you money. Now, there's a few steps in between there that I talk about in more depth in the program, but obviously we're limited on time here, so we're not going to cover every single bit here. But remember, your goal is to get to at least $100,000 a year. Very easy. I've got plenty of students that are doing that. Students that have never sold anything online, students that come from backgrounds such as, teachers and stay-at-home moms and grandparents and single moms and single dads and real estate agents and nurses and people that come from all walks of life are really crushing it using this program, right? Now, here's the thing. You get there to this level of $100,000 a year quickly by flipping your profits. This is key here. Once you start making money, folks, don't go in and blow it. Put it back into your business to grow this business. You start with one ebook, right? And on average, I find that one ebook can generate me about $500 a month in recurring passive monthly income. You take that, you go in, you have 4 more ebooks written. Those 4 more ebooks generate about $500 a month, right? You now have about $2,500 a month you're bringing in because you have 5 ebooks. You now take that and you go get 20 more ebooks created that are each averaging about $500 a month. Okay, that's $10,000 a month, $120,000 a year. Very simple. When you take this and you keep flipping it. All right. Does that make sense? Does everyone get that? I want to make sure that everyone gets the simplicity of this here. All right. Ellie says, brilliant. Rhonda says, gorgeous. I guess that's an awesome way of describing it. Sweet, says Marshall. Absolutely, says Alan. Right? Cool, says Wayne. So it's reinvesting your profits. You can't do this in the stock market and see returns like this quickly. All right? So once published, here's what you do. You crank up your sales, okay, by repeating the process and publishing more ebooks. Remember, 20 ebooks equals $120,000 a year. You tweak elements of your existing ebooks. Again, remember I showed you the very beginning where I went from $2,200 a month to $4,400 a month to over $8,000 a month because I started doing things like testing titles and price points and descriptions. And in this program, I give you the #1 best-selling price point, the price point that will sell more of your ebooks than anything else, and more importantly, make you a ton of profit. All right? Because sales without profit isn't anything. So you go in and you can test all of these different elements and variables here, right, to increase your sales even more. Now, if you really want to take it to the next level, you can do what some of my students are doing, and that is you can outsource the whole entire ebook creation process. This is what I do. In this program, I show you how. I don't write my own ebooks. I leverage the knowledge, the time, the expertise of someone else to have them go in and write my ebooks. And then I continue flipping that. There's that word again, right? You can outsource listing your ebooks on Amazon. You can do that as well. Or if you really want to take it to the next level, you can offer all or parts of this service to other people for a fee as a high-ticket service, charging $5,000 or more. I've got some people that are doing really well doing this. They'll say, hey, I'll go in, I'll create your ebooks for you, we'll upload them on Amazon, and you just pay me to do everything. We'll create the content, we'll upload them. It's a hands-free method for you. All right? I actually do this for people as well, but I charge $20,000 to do this. Now, let's review. Here's what we've covered today. #1 was how to come up with a best-selling book idea in 3 minutes, even if you've never done anything like this before. Step 2 was I showed you 3 ways to get your ebooks created super fast. Even if you hate writing, remember we talked about outsourcing it, speaking it, and having it transcribed, and then we talked about writing it yourself if that's an option for you. Step 3, I talked about how to publish and launch your Kindle ebook quickly and easily so that you can start making sales. Okay, and then I gave you a bonus way to go in and monetize this entire thing even more to the point where you can offer this service to other people, especially professionals, right? Chiropractors, bookkeepers, CPAs, attorneys, right? And charge them $5,000 or more. So is anyone starting to feel excited about this whole process? I get really excited. I've been doing this stuff for 5+ years, and I get super excited every time I talk about this. Whether I'm talking about it with my students or anyone else, I get excited. All right? So Oh, PP, that's a great question. And I'm going to have an extensive Q&A at the end of this thing. I'm going to talk about all of this. All right, so ask your questions. I get excited because not only am I seeing a ton of success with this, but so are my students, right? So here's a deposit for me in 1 month here. Here's one of my students who was a professor at Penn State. Listen, this guy was so blown away with what I showed him and him being able to get to this $5,000 a month level that he invited me to come in and speak to his students up at Penn State. First time I've ever spoken to, as a guest professor to a group of college students. He teaches business at Penn State, and I was actually pretty flattered and tickled to death, right? He's doing $5,000 a month using this system that I'm going to share with you folks in just a moment, all right? Here's another one of my students. This guy is over in Perth, Australia. He's 66 years old, and he's doing over $20,000 a month using this system. We had a Skype chat recently, and he filled me in. He says, Ty, over the last year, I've continued to follow the Kindle cash flow system, and I'm now doing $20,000 per month in sales. Now, here's a question. Can I do this on my own? This is probably what you're asking yourself. Well, here's the thing. The methods that I share with you that actually get results took me years and years to figure out and refine. I made a ton of mistakes, right? Lost a lot of money, wasted a lot of time. Like I said, it cost me tens of thousands of dollars to figure this stuff out the right way. Tweaking, testing, wasting money, and screwing it up. I had to learn the hard way. You got to skip all of the hurdles and get straight to the cash. Should you try this on your own? Here's what you should be aware of if you do. You don't have the complete system. As I said, we've been on this webinar for just a bit of time, and obviously I don't have enough time to show you everything, so I've given you the basics, right? There's no tricks that you have. Like, you don't have all of the tricks to make more money with every ebook. I gave you some of them, but you don't have every single one, again, because we're limited to time here, on our time here. You don't know how to properly outsource everything. I covered that, but in the program, I give you the exact step-by-step process of being able to go in and outsource, how to find outsourcers, how to pay them properly, and how to make sure that you own the content, right? So you get all of the gotchas if you try to do this on your own. And you don't have the complete understanding of how to list your ebooks for maximum profit, which is big. So does anyone want access to the full entire system that I put together? Put a 1 in the chat box if you want access to the entire program. All right, we've got Michael. We've got, this is all residual. Yes, Wayne. Yes. Wayne says yes. Marshall, Carlos, Giles, Karen, Randy, Ellie, Alan, Michael, Rhonda. We've got Jackson says yes. Richard says yes. Susan, 1. We've got the ones that are flying in here, folks. All right. Now, here's the thing. You'll be thrilled to know that I put together an entire step-by-step program called Kindle Cashflow. And this is the program here. It's an online course. You get immediate access to it, right within the next couple of minutes. And what you'll get is you'll get the setup, which is a $997 value. And in this module, I cover setting up your account, how to get started quickly, what not to do so you don't get banned. You'll also get the Kindling for Profits module, which is a $1,497 value. And in this module, I cover finding the right niche in readers, niches that sell, and readers that buy. You'll also get the Buyer Magnet module, which is a $2,997 value. And in this module, I give you the critical must-have elements that will make your books sell. All right? We cover covers, pricing, descriptions, reviews. All right? You'll also get the KDP Cash Extraction module, which in this module, which is a $3,500 value, I show you the secret ways to use the Kindle Direct Publishing platform to make more money than most people ever will. You'll also get this entire system, which totals out at just about $9,000, right? And I'm actually going to be raising the price on this thing shortly. Now, I've got a couple of fast action bonuses for the first 10 people only. I talked to Sam about this, and he says, you know what, I like to reward my people, so let's do something special for the first 10 people that get in. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to give you, remember we spoke about getting your ebooks listed in Google and how having your ebooks listed on both Google and Amazon will increase your visibility? Well, I've created an entire mini course that shows you exactly how to do that. It's called the Google Kindle Crunch, and this will show you how to get your ebook listed in Google, right? Which in turn increases your sales big time. This is where about 30% of my sales come from. And this is a $1,997 value, just this mini course alone, because it's so valuable. You'll also get fast action bonus number 2 if you are one of the first 10 to get in. And this fast action bonus is titled Money Multiplicity. And in this bonus, I show you how to publish the same content that you'll be publishing on Amazon and also publish it to the Barnes & Noble's Nook Press platform as well as the Apple iBookstore platform. So this literally will show you how to triple the exposure that your ebook is getting. And this module is a $997 value. Now here's one of the bonuses that I'm most proud of, right? This is a super fast action bonus here. And this one is limited to the first 5 people that get in. You're going to get your own virtual assistant. When I was in your position, one of the things that I hated most was not having help, right? This person has been trained on this entire system, and they can help you with researching your topics, coming up with title ideas, writing out your descriptions, communicating with your writer, or anything else that you can think of, including working in some of your other businesses, right? This person will be given to you for 40 hours. It's a $600 value, and it's actually cost me real money, so that's why I'm limiting it to only the first 5 people that get in. You'll also get access to our private Facebook group. This is awesome because we have I think about 900 people that are in this group right now that are just crushing it. We have people that are just starting out, that are making a couple of $100 a month with the system. We have some people that are a bit more seasoned, that are doing 6 figures with this system, that are doing, yearly 6 figures. And then we've got folks like Darren DeVry who are doing tens of thousands of dollars in sales a month. So the beautiful thing about being part of this family, this community here, it's a private Facebook group, is you get to ask questions, so you're never left alone. You get to get updates. I'm constantly testing new things and coming up with new strategies, so you get those updates. You get to share your ideas. You get to brainstorm, right, things like your covers and your titles and get to find out if they're good or not. You get to get help from the entire community. You post a question and we all swarm in to help you, okay? Now, let's talk about price. Normally, this program sells for $2,997 plus $297 a month. Now, because Sam and I are pretty decent buddies, I was able to be talked into, for lack of a better word, giving it to you at a much lower price, all right? A webinar-only price, in fact, where the price you're about to see is only good for this live webinar. After that, it goes back up to the $2,997 price point. So you want to take advantage of this now. Right now, what I'm going to do, and Sam really asked me to do this for you folks,
he actually did twist my arm.
Yeah, he says he twisted my arm. We're going to immediately take $2,000 off of the regular price and give it to you for just $997 with no monthly recurring, right? That's if you order right now and you're one of the first 10 Fast Action members. And if you're one of the first 5 Fast Action members, you're also going to get that virtual assistant. And again, that URL is 30dayprofits.com. And I've got some other stuff that I want to share with you as well, and we're going to answer questions also. But before I do that, let me put the URL into the questions box here so you can go in and you can click onto it. Now, here's the beautiful thing about this, all right? I'm going to show you a few ways that you can get access to this program. You can go in, you can use your Visa, your MasterCard, your American Express, your Discover card, or if you don't have cash, right, on any of these cards, you can go in and use PayPal credit if you're in the United States or Canada. All right, go to 30dayprofits.com. Now, here's what I want you to do, because I see so many people saying that this is awesome, this is a great deal, says Matt. Once you go in and place your order, I want you to put I'm in, put the words I'm in into the questions box so I know who is in the top 5 and who gets that virtual assistant as well as all of the other bonuses, and who's in the top 10, all right? So make sure you put I'm in. Here's how you apply for PayPal credit if you need to do so. You go in, PayPal credit literally takes about 4 minutes to get approved for. So you go to PayPal. You'll go to 30-day profits first. You'll go to PayPal, hit the PayPal link, and then once you get approved, you're going to change your payment method here to PayPal credit. Make sure you select that, and that's how you pay. Or else you can go in, you can use a Visa, MasterCard, or Discover card, or funds that you have in your PayPal account. Now here's Darren DeVry at first. He said, Ty, this has been my best month so far with 258 sales to date. He was selling his ebooks at $10, right? And that's only with 3 titles. So do the math on this. He's selling 258 titles a month at $10 each, right? Now he's up to that point where he's doing over $20,000 a month in sales. He's in the Facebook group, so you can come in and say hi to Darren as well. Let me ask you a question. If all this did was finally allow you to generate a consistent hands-free passive income every month, would it be worth it? Right? If all this did was to give you the kick in the butt to finally get you moving and making money, would it be worth it? That was the problem for me, folks. I didn't have something to give me that kick in the butt. And it wasn't until I came across this that I started to see massive success. If all this did was give you 2 to 3 ebooks that each brought in $500 per month to pay a bill or save, would it be worth it? That's the program, 30dayprofits.com. Again, we've got a lot of folks that are coming in, a lot of folks that are interested. Once you go in and place your order, put I'm in into the questions box so we know who came in first, second, third, fourth, fifth. Here's everything that you'll be getting. You'll get the setup. We talk about how to set up your account, how to get started quickly, what not to do so that you don't get banned. You'll also get the Kindling for Profits module, which is a $1,497 value. And this covers how to find the right niche of readers, niches that sell, and readers that buy. You'll also get the Buyer Magnet module, which covers the critical must-have elements that will make your ebook sell. We can talk about covers, pricing, descriptions, reviews. Will this work in the where? Yes, it will, Matthew. That's an awesome genre there, right? You'll also get the KDP Cash Extraction module, and you'll get the Fast Action bonuses. If you're one of the first 10, you'll get that Google Kindle Crunch. You'll also get the Money Multiplicity bonus. You'll get that Virtual Assistant if you're one of the first 5. I see a few slots are being taken already, so make sure you put I'm in once you go in and place your order so we know who came in and what order. And then you'll also get access to that Facebook group as well, all right? And then, folks, you have options here. So if you don't have the cash now, you can go in and use PayPal credit. Visit 30dayprofits.com to get in. And again, once you do that, you can go to PayPal. You'll change your payment method. You'll hit PayPal credit, and you're good to go. Now, here's another option that I want to give you as well. If you don't have $9.97, we can also break this up into 2 payments, all right? So 2 payments. So you can go to 30dayprofits.com to make 1 payment of $9.97, and I'll put that into the questions box as well, all right? For 1 payment. Or you can go to yourkindlekit.com to make 2 payments of $5.49. So you'll make 1 payment now, and then you'll make 1 payment 30 days from now. All right, so you've got some options here as well. So now, Sam, what I want to do is I want to have a Q&A here. Let's answer some questions. I think there's some folks here that have some questions here. And let's see. Will this work in the
you guys hear me? Yeah, there we go. Cool.
Weird poodle genres? Absolutely. All right, and we've got John, and we've got Rhonda that's in, we've got Michael that's in. So we've got, if you want to be in the first 5, we've got a few slots that are left there, folks. So you want to make sure that you go in and get in right now. We've got Richard that's in, Michael that's in. All right, so let's see. Do you see any questions coming in there? Where's Squirrel? Let's see.
Sorry, I'm getting calls. Probably people want to buy right off the phone here. Let's see. Maybe we'll answer the phone real quick.
That's a beautiful thing. Go ahead. I'll cover this. John says, is there a guarantee? Absolutely, John. This comes with a complete guarantee. So you'll see the terms on our order page, 30dayprofits.com. And it does come with a guarantee. All right, welcome aboard, John. Smart decision. Wayne says, is this all residual? Absolutely, yes it is. So this is monthly, Wayne.
That's an amazing thing. We talked about this before, Ty, about residual income and income, and you understand when you have a certain niche and a certain product you're selling over and over again, you understand the numbers. So if you have a website or a product sell on Amazon, you understand the numbers after a time, and you see the results coming in over and over, month and month and month, and it's the way to go is residual income, right?
Absolutely, that's the way. I mean, it's a great way to you don't have to go in and find new customers every single day.
That's right.
Right? So it's a great way to do that. Mafu, absolutely. Absolutely. So this is a great way to go in and sneak under the radar. And most people don't know the stuff that I just shared with you. So you have an advantage here. Let's continue. Right now you have two choices. Number one, do nothing and not take this leap of faith. Or pony up the small, tiny investment today compared to all of the value that you'll receive in return and just give it a shot. Comes with a complete 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. Here's the tale of two people. We've got Timid Tommy. He's the guy who's always, he never has any success or any luck at anything because he's very pessimistic. He always doubts everything. He's the negative individual. Then you've got Brave Bob. Brave Bob is always the guy who's willing to give things a chance. Right, so you want to be the guy who gives, or the gal, right? Brave Betty over here you can be, who gives things a chance and who sees the opportunity. Right, so again, 30dayprofits.com, that's the website address there. And once you visit, you'll see two buttons. You can use this button if you want to pay using your American Express or your Visa, your MasterCard, your Discover. If you want to pay using PayPal, you'll use the button on the right. And that's it. Let's see. PP, it's a 60-day money back, double your money back guarantee. All right, so the terms are on this page actually. So now, let's see.
Wow.
So there you
That's
go.
Amazing.
Double your money back guarantee,
Right.
60 days. So you got 60 days to make this thing work or else you get double your money back.
Yeah, if you can't, in 60 days, if you can't do this, the easy techniques that he showed you in this course, then that's an amazing deal, Ty.
You know why
just follow instructions. Follow instructions. Just make it easy. Don't make it overcomplicate things.
Yeah. I didn't want to give anyone an excuse because I know this works, and I've got so many success stories. If we go into, I want to go into our Facebook group and just show you some of the people that are rocking and rolling with this thing.
Wow.
And it's just there's no reason not to get into it. Here's our Facebook group. This is Linda Allen, one of my students, and she had started publishing, right? Last year, and then she had some health issues and she stopped publishing, but she still continued to make money. She still continued to make money because it's again a residual income stream. All right, so I'm going to show you, I'm going to skip past some of this stuff. Here's the two payment options that you have here. All right, so well, here, PP, if you want to do the
split payments, that's amazing. Yeah, that's a really good deal too. So if you guys can't afford one payment, you can do two payments and then split it up. And that's
Absolutely. So PP, you can go to yourkindlekit.com. I'll give you the link here. Yourkindlekit.com, and that's where you can go and you can make that two payment option. All right.
Good. Especially after holidays, people can't afford. Sometimes people spend a lot of money on the holidays and so forth, and they need that option. That's really good, Ty. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. And if you haven't signed up yet, tell me why. What do you think, folks? You don't think that you can come up with ebook ideas that sell? If so, let me know. You saw how easy this is. You're nervous about putting it all in place. If you haven't done anything online, this is the perfect time to get started. Okay. Let's see. If you think it's too expensive, we have that two payment plan option, or you can pay using PayPal credit. Okay. Again, so here's everything here that you get. Here's the options here. And talk to me, what are some of the questions that you have before we close this thing out? I want to be able to answer your questions here. How do you find ideas for the titles that are not already out there? That's awesome. We talk about this. Yep, we actually talk about this in the program, how to go in and do that.
Right. Plot line, creating plot lines and so forth, you know, the whole process. It's not that hard, guys. I mean, you can outsource most of this stuff, biggest part of it, right, Ty?
Yep, absolutely.
And, you know, not a lot of hands-on, really, when you get down to it. If you can find people to write for you, either you're a creative writer or you're outsourced writing, right?
Right. Yep.
And I think a lot of it starts with, you know, getting plot lines, you know, your plot lines, or you're going to do a series or different things like that, right?
How you gonna exactly? So there's so much money
Yeah,
that can be made in series. You know, that's how my daughter does
special
well.
series, yeah.
Yep, she goes in and she creates these series and she one
Mm-hmm.
after the other. You know, so
Yep.
that's it. So let's see, folks. Do you have any other questions? If you have any questions, if you need to break this up and put it on 2 or 3 different credit cards, you can send us an email at support@kindlecashflow.com, or you can call 1-866-752-9968 in between the hours of 9 and 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. Eastern. All right, and again, I want to show you some of my. Let's go over here to some of these testimonials here just to see some of our students that are crushing it with this thing.
My name is Sabine Kohler, and I started with the Kindle Cash Flow system mid of April and published so far 3 Kindle books with 6 more books in the making as we speak. They will be published over the next 2 weeks, so I'm quite a newbie on Kindle. But I really, really do enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. I bribed my friend Sonia to come on board as she has a wealth of knowledge with regards to health, nutrition and fitness. She's actually a holistic health coach. And I'm also very interested in health, and most of our topics are actually related to health. And together we are just the perfect team. We find it helpful to outsource the writing of our books. However, once we receive the books back, we spice them up and put our own stamp on them. And this has worked very well so far. Our first book, How to Get Your Dream Body and Keep It, the 6-week body makeover for a flat belly, toned arms and killer legs, published under the pen name Kim Ellis, was off to a flying start right from the beginning, generating over $1,000 in royalties in the first 4 weeks. We also have published How to Start a Daycare in 5 Easy Steps, Don't Get Your Fingers Burned, the ultimate beginner's guide to skyrocket your daycare business to success, and OMG, My Son is Gay, how you can help your son coming out and keep him safe. And the 2 more to be launched over the next couple of days are No More Panic and Diagnosed with Hashimoto's, What's Now. What I like about the Kindle Cashflow system is that it is a complete step-by-step system. Usually you buy a program and you get to work just to find out some really important pieces of the puzzles are missing and you can't get it to work. This is why I have been reluctant to buy more courses in the recent past. And this is also why it took me so long to come on board with Ty's course. However, Ty's course is different. It's actually a complete course, and if I'm stuck, I just drop his support team a quick email, which I'm allowed to do once a week, and usually it takes them just 48 hours to come back to me. And that's pretty cool. I can wholeheartedly actually recommend you to get started when you are after a step-by-step system and you have never actually published books on Kindle before. It's a great course. Bye.
All right, so that was one of my students, Sabrina. She's actually in Germany. When I was out in London, she flew from Germany to London to come and meet me and buy me and my wife lunch because she was so grateful for what I showed her in this program. So there's the URLs, 30dayprofits.com. If you want to make that one payment of $9.97 or 2 payments of $5.49, you can go to yourkindlekit.com. And also, folks, don't forget, you can use that PayPal credit where you buy it now, PayPal will pay for it, and you get 6 months to use this thing before you have to pay. All right, so that's it. We've got more people that looks like they're coming in here, so that's cool. Here's another review real quick here.
Hi, you guys. Yeah, I just want to tell you a little bit about Ty's Kindle program. It's pretty amazing. I've been messing around with internet stuff for 3 years, and I think all of us who've been playing around with it have heard all the hype. There's no hype in this. This thing works amazing. My name, again, I don't know if I mentioned it, Steve Schreier. I have, let's see, after a week of listening to his tapes, I had a book up and running, and now I have 5. I have 2 of them that are very successful, and one of them is called How to Stand Up and Paddle for Beginners, and the other one is How to Stand Up and Paddle Surf for Beginners. And those have been increasing every month. So, give you an example, my first month I made $200. The next month is $300. And my goal is to every month keep on adding a book, and that way I know my residual income will keep on increasing. That's the cool thing is, one of the things that I loved about Ty's program is that it was effortless. Ty cuts through all the bull. He cuts your learning curve down, because if you check out his tips and tricks, you'll realize that a lot of this stuff you would never have figured out unless he told you up front. I'll give you one example. It's pretty funny. The other day, he mentioned that, hey, price your books at a reasonable price and then start increasing them and see what happens. I did that last week, and I increased my books by about 15%, and I sold more books. And these are the kind of tips and tricks that you would never find out on your own, and Ty has experienced this. So all these things, you put it together, you have an effortless way of making money. You don't have to know, any technology. So it's probably the best thing that you can do right now to make money on the internet, including the growth of the Kindle program. It's an outrageous setup. So take advantage of Ty and his wisdom, and buy the program. You'll have way too much fun with it. Take care. Bye-bye.
Awesome. So that's it, folks. We are closing out. And Sam, man, this was fun. I appreciate being here.
Yeah, man, I'm still working on this new mic. Yeah, this good stuff, Ty. Paddle, what's it called? Paddle what?
Paddleboard surfing.
Paddle surfing. And I've looked at that, online. I've seen people do it, when we go on a cruise, you go on islands or stuff, you go to different places, you see people doing that. It's just a different niche. So if people could, you think of different niches, guys, you have to sub-niche things down, right?
That's it.
I think I was talking to somebody earlier about, cycling. So you don't sell just maybe cycling jerseys. You can sell cycling bike, carbon frames, right? You can niche everything down. So that's really a unique niche, and you have to think outside the box. You always have to think outside the box. And what Ty's got here, guys, is, something amazing. He is the authority at Kindle publishing. I mean, he's been on top of the charts doing this stuff for years now, like 4 years now, right?
Yeah, 5 years. 5 years.
5 years. So,
right.
Been doing this for a while now. So, guys, jump on this. Amazing opportunity. He's got a split pay, which is really cool. So I know the holidays was just around the corner and stuff, and people still have bills and so forth. But that's a really good opportunity, guys. I highly suggest that with the 60-day money-back guarantee. So double your money-back guarantee. Wow. So highly suggest jump on this, guys, and we'll get the replay out here in the next couple hours, guys. And we'll talk to you guys soon.
All right. Hey, thanks. Have a good day. Have a good night. Have a good morning.
Yes. Thank you. Thanks, Ty, for having us.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
All right, bye. Can you hear me?